Alright, so the plan in here is to put in a patio, and due to the hill, we will be putting in a retaining wall. And as I mentioned before, we'll be using larger rocks and any nicer rocks from the front wall. Here are a couple here that I brought back that are pretty large in preparation. Right now I have it pretty much dug out to the dimensions that I'd want, but due to the height of this and the fact that I'm using just regular rocks, I'm going to be cutting the top of this back a bit to make a second tier. So there'll be a couple foot wall, a tier, then a couple foot wall, just so we don't have too much pressure behind it and nothing could fall from too far of a height if anything were to shift. So the plan right now is to get the machine up on the top and start pulling back some of that stuff to clean up all of that mess from the previous stumps that were there. Okay, so for half of it, I cut out what height I want here. Basically, I'm going to come back in through here and put the bucket up because of the ledge here. I'll put the bucket up, grab a lot of these small rocks out, and just use a shovel to clean up the edge here. And then over here, I had originally dug out further because I originally thought that I was going to be taking this rock out, or ledge rather, and jackhammering it down. But at this point, I'm really thinking that I'm just going to run the wall, the first tier of wall, right up against the edge and behind it. And then where this ledge is here, I'm just going to add more soil back to continue that tier and fade it out as we come down. So the plan right now is to grab some of that fill over there and then finish off this side over here, and then we'll have to continue to the other side. Alright, so I just finished up on the major excavation for the second tier of the dugout here. It took a little while because of the awkwardness to get the machine up and around, as well as all of the rocks, roots, and extra wood chips that I had to clear out from when we were chipping. On this right side, I had to take out a couple inches deep of it around the back of this dugout just to get to the real soil. So my plan will be to basically clean up the bottom corners as I sort of started doing, and then start placing rocks in there and with some crushed stone so that I can get my base laid in, and as I approach the top I'll backfill it to match the wall height. And yeah, as you could see when I was pulling out a lot of this stuff, there was a lot of rocks that I had to hand sort through because I don't have a screener that's tough enough to be able to take those rocks. Over here is a huge pile of rocks that I have from just part of this dugout, mostly the second tier and a little bit of the down in the bottom. The rest of it's either ended up in that wall over there or up in the back right wall. But I do plan on beefing up my screener so that I can sift through that top pile up there of all the material that I took out of here from the second tier. But overall, it's looking very good, and I can't wait to get this thing done.